In 1991, a naked, bleeding boy was found wandering the streets of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He was disoriented. He could not speak clearly. He was 14 years old. 2 women called the police. When officers arrived, a man appeared. Calm, polite, reasonable. He told the officers the boy was his 19-year-old partner, that they had been drinking, that they had an argument. The officers believed him. They walked the boy back to the man's apartment. They noted a strange smell but did not investigate further. They left. The boy, Konerak Sinthasomphone, was dead within hours. The man who took him back was Jeffrey Dahmer. And inside that apartment, in various stages of dismemberment, were the remains of his previous victims. This is his file. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born on May 21, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His childhood was unremarkable on the surface. His father was a chemist. His mother suffered from mental illness. As a child, Dahmer was shy, withdrawn, uncomfortable around people. He developed an early fascination with dead animals. He collected roadkill. He preserved insects. He dissolved animal carcasses in acid to study the bones. His father thought it was a scientific curiosity. It was not. At 14, Dahmer had his first fantasy about killing a man he jogged past. He did nothing, but the fantasy did not leave him. At 18, 3 weeks after graduating high school, Dahmer committed his first murder. A hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks. He invited him home. They drank together. When Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer struck him with a barbell, then strangled him. He buried the body in the woods behind his parents' house. Then he went to college. He dropped out after 1 semester. His father sent him to live with his grandmother in West Allis. For 9 years, Dahmer lived quietly in his grandmother's house. He attended church. He was polite to the neighbors. He held down jobs. And between 1987 and 1991, he killed 12 more people. All young men. Most of them gay. Most of them black or Asian. He lured them with the promise of money for photographs. He drugged them. He strangled them. He performed acts of necrophilia. He experimented with lobotomies, drilling holes into the skulls of sedated victims, attempting to create what he described as permanent companions who would never leave him. He preserved skulls. He kept body parts in his refrigerator. He consumed human flesh. His neighbors noticed things. Strange smells coming from his apartment. Sounds at night. A barrel in his bedroom that he would not let anyone near. They complained to building management. Nobody investigated. Then, in May 1991, Konerak Sinthasomphone escaped, and the police brought him back. On July 22, 1991, Dahmer picked up Tracy Edwards, a 32-year-old man, and brought him to the apartment. He handcuffed one of his wrists. He held a knife. He told Edwards he was going to eat his heart. For 5 hours, Edwards looked for a way out. He told Dahmer he needed to use the bathroom. Dahmer walked him there, but in that moment, Edwards punched him in the face. He ran. He flagged down a police car on the street. He led officers back to the apartment. When they asked to look around, Dahmer became agitated. An officer opened the bedroom drawer looking for the handcuff key. He found photographs, dismembered bodies, human remains, posed, documented. He shouted to his partner. Dahmer lunged. He was restrained. The apartment was searched. What they found was beyond comprehension. 4 severed heads in the kitchen, 7 skulls, some painted, some preserved, 2 hearts in the refrigerator, preserved hands, preserved genitalia, an entire torso in a 57-gallon barrel of acid, Polaroid photographs documenting every stage of what had happened to each victim, 17 confirmed victims, over a period of 13 years, in an apartment building, in a city, surrounded by people. Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested on July 22, 1991. He confessed immediately to everything. He was charged with 15 counts of murder in Wisconsin. At trial, he pleaded guilty but insane. The jury rejected the insanity plea. He was sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms in prison, a total of 957 years. In prison, Dahmer converted to Christianity. He was baptized. He gave interviews. He expressed remorse. He said he wished he could take it all back. Whether that was genuine, nobody can say for certain. On November 28, 1994, Jeffrey Dahmer was beaten to death in prison by a fellow inmate. He was 34 years old. He had served 3 years of his sentence. The case of Jeffrey Dahmer is not just about one man's crimes. It is about the failures that allowed those crimes to continue. The officers who returned Konerak to his killer. The building management who ignored the complaints. The system that failed to see what was happening because the victims were young, gay, and men of color, people whose disappearances generated little alarm. Dahmer killed 17 people. But 17 people also called for help, and were not heard. Subscribe for a new case file every day. This has been AIM Venture, Dark Files. Case files. No fiction.